I want to get into this documentary.
That's what I said.
All or
That's
nothing.
why.
That's why you mentioned Jack Campbell,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, okay. Before we like, so the documentary All or Nothing, for the Maple Leafs on Amazon Prime. Go watch that. It's 5 episodes, about 45, 49 minutes each. Uh, I finished it. KB's like, what are you, 3.5 episodes through? So he's seen most of it, like
Yeah.
most of it except for the end. But like we know how the season went. He'll watch the rest later. I made him watch like a little clip of Keith's speech from the 5th episode for those who have watched it know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I guess spoiler warning if you don't want to hear this, but we'll have our timestamp so you could like skip to the next topic
Yeah.
after this. But I see why you mentioned Jack Campbell because isn't that guy an angel? Like he's literally the like I'm sorry, like I don't know why I'm saying this about a grown man, but the cutest, most like lovely, like bro, like I love that guy. He's such an angel.
He's a
Such
dog though. He's a dog though.
no,
Like I.
oh, he works hard. He's too hard on himself.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I the whole time, like I look at him and he's so like I don't know. He's so smooth. You feel me? Like he's so like I don't even know. He's just nice.
Yeah, he's too nice, bro. He's
Yeah.
such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. Like I thought I was a nice guy. That guy makes me look like I'm an evil human. He's such a nice guy. Like I don't want to ever do that guy wrong. Like if someone hurts him, I'm fighting you, bro. Like don't hurt Jack, bro. Jack is an angel. And like you gotta watch. Like I can't wait for you to see the 5th episode, bro. Because the 5th episode, like.
I have to push that. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Bro, the way this guy was crying in that man, like there was a goal that he let in the game that they lost, like the first goal. It was a bad goal, I remember, but I wasn't upset at him at the time because I'm like, Jack has stood on his head all season and throughout the playoffs. Like him having one bad day, I'm not about to put the blame on him. That blame is still on the team because they failed him. But like he was so hard on himself. And I remember the interview. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is the worst goal I've ever allowed in my career in Game 7 of a playoff." And he's like, But then they showed the behind the scenes of him crying in the locker room, man. Oh man, that hurt my heart, man. You need to see that.
I have
But
to see that. Yeah.
but so far from the 3.5 episodes you watched, what are like some of the highlights? Like, do you have a few or like just one or like is there a couple you have in mind?
Well, the haircut fucking story about how.
Oh, they had that barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That barber's been cutting the team for the past how many years?
I don't
bro?
know, 6 7 years. Like
If I, he said something. He said some one number. If I show up in the team, bro, I'm bringing my own barber. What the fuck? The whole team's not freaking catching me. Are you crazy? That's one. Two. What do I remember from the thing? What I really like about the whole team culture is the fact that really young GM brought his boy along.
the
Like
coach,
that,
yeah, they've been together through like junior, AHL, and then NHL.
Yeah, his story's crazy though. Like I don't know. I looked at that. I don't even know, bro. I was getting goosebumps watching this, and it's not even because I don't know. I'm a fan of the team and all that. It's just I don't know.
I feel like anyone can watch. You don't have to be a fan of the Leafs. Like
Yeah,
if you like sports in general, you can watch this because it shows the sports industry, like like
And
the
I feel like
business.
I feel like the fact also that like it's like in the city. You know what I mean? Like we're from here, so it's like.
Yeah, you're gonna
This
get
this is what's going on. Like this is how it goes
behind the
down. It's
scenes.
like,
Yeah.
it's really lit. So I don't know, like for me personally, like just because I'm getting close to the sport now, it feels good because you actually get an insight on the players. You see how they move. You see how everything is in a locker room and all that shit. So yeah, it's lit. But I didn't finish the whole thing, so I can't give you a whole spiel.
No, did you see when Dubas brought in Ilya Mikheyev, like
in the locker room to talk to him,
to his office to talk to him?
sit down, to sit
Yeah,
down,
yeah. So you remember how this summer he requested a trade? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that issue must be still going on since back then, where he's like, "Yo, I need more minutes. I need to be scoring."
Yeah.
But like, like Ilya Mikheyev, if you see, like, he's a good player. Like, he's quick. He's got good defense, everything. But he can't finish. Like, so.
Yeah, he doesn't have it all in the bag like that.
So I thought that was interesting. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and bro, did you notice too? Did you see like on his board how he has like the magnets with the player's name and the lineup? Like, do you see that?
Yeah.
And how he has the money, so their contracts, like, and if they're waiver eligible or not, so he can be like, yo, like can we say like how do we send these guys down? How do we manage it? I thought that was so cool. Like I'm like, oh, this is sick. This is sick.
Because yeah, like it's sick because because like there's not a lot of money that moves around the NHL in the first.
It's tight. The cap is tight.
Exactly. So like when they have to like, I don't know.
You have to do all the math. You have to be like, okay, yo, if this guy comes off of injury and we have to put him into the lineup, they have to think ahead to be like, yo, who do we move down right now, or do we have to move someone later? Like, how do we deal with this? You know? Did you see Jimmy VC? Like, what was happening with Jimmy VC?
Yeah, I did.
You remember him?
He was nasty when he played for freaking Harvard or whatever, and then he showed up in the league, and then he went down.
Yeah. So he was a huge prospect. Like everybody wanted him when he came in. So they showed that in the. I love the documentary because for you, KB, this is awesome because they kind of just like showed what it's been to be like a Leafs fan for like the last couple years, and they kind of like wrapped it all up in a nice bow. But do you know what told me that? What I knew Jimmy VC was not gonna like stay on this team because he wasn't like finding a role, and what I loved was think about how messed up it was for the coach to come to him and be like, yo, like you saw when the coach talked to him right on the ice, and he's like, yo, you're being pretty vanilla, like, yo, you need to show me something or we're getting rid of you. Like we're putting you on waivers. And this guy as a player had the audacity to say back to him, oh, so what you're telling me is you just don't know my game and don't like how I play. I'm like, boy, your career about to be over. You ain't a scorer. That's unfortunate for you. Like, you are a scorer, but you're in the NHL now, bro. Like, there's tons of scorers. We don't need a scorer as in the game. And in the game, this guy gonna be what 78 overall. My God, we got Austin Matthews. We don't need you. We got Austin Matthews 90 overall, 92 overall, bro. We don't need you.
Yo, the fact that he had the balls to talk back is what had me shocked, dude.
Yeah.
like, to me, coach is coming to me telling me my game is trash, man. I'm sitting quiet.
But that was cool. I loved like all the yo. One thing too, the music. Do you think of the music in this documentary, bro? They got Drake, Beyonce, Justin Bieber. Like, yo, what the hell? Y'all got funds. Yo, the Leafs, they got too much money, bro. Look, because of the salary cap, they don't give the money to the players. They use that for everything, bro. Did you even look around the facility, like the food? Yo, did you see any scenes with the medical staff? Like taking care of the players.
Yeah. When Wayne Simmons.
The
thing they put in his arm.
I was
that's crazy. That's crazy.
The bone stimulator. I'm like, yo,
that's crazy.
I'm like, so
they're on something out there.
So it's funny. So what these athletes are like, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks for them, not for you. Like, imagine how many people they break their wrist and they're like, oh. Like I'll be good at 6 to 8 weeks as a hockey player. Nah, you don't have the bone stimulator. This guy's literally like putting the bone stimulator. I'm like, that shit blew my mind. I don't know about you, but when I saw that blew my mind. I'm like, what?
I told myself I needed one, bro.
Bro, I need a bone stimulator. I have injuries from 5 years ago, bro. Put a bone stimulator in my knee. Put a bone stimulator in my ankle. Shoot, bro. Put a bone stimulator everywhere. Put a bone stimulator everywhere in the body. Like, what the hell? Wayne Simmons, bro. That was like. And that was crazy. Like, I don't know. That made me lose my mind when I saw that. Like,
oh, shit.
The documentary is so fast paced, and there's not many moments where like it slows down for you to kind of like you see behind the scenes, but a lot of times like they're showing like game footage and it's really quick. But when you get those behind the scenes moments, it's so much like it's like, oh, this is the day to day. Like, this is how these athletes are living. Like, this is how the GM is moving. One thing I like too, the main character of the show is not the players. It's the GM and the coach. Those are the main characters. And I like that because I do love the players and I want to know about the players. But I know, one, they can't give me everything about the players because they're in their career. And two, like, the players they train, the healing, all that, it's awesome. But, like, the GM and the coach, like, yo, like, I feel like you're on the hot seat way more than the players. Like, if shit goes south, like, bro, you need to watch.
And their bond to I'm gonna watch the last two. Don't worry about it. Their bond to is also crazy. Like I said earlier, like the fact that he's brought him all the way up here is like it's kind of crazy. But I thought him as a coach, because he got brought up, he was gonna sugarcoat his shit and make sure.
No, they talk straight to each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like I saw that and I'm like, damn, these guys they talk like straight to their faces. It doesn't matter. Like that's just gonna get talked. If you do something bad, they're gonna say it. Like there's no sugarcoating bullshit out there. And I was like, damn, this behind the scenes shit is it. It feels good, yo.
I love it. I honestly, I enjoyed it so much. I burned through it in one night.
Yeah.
Like I watched the whole thing one night. I finished like work at 5 on Friday, and then I sat there watching the documentary till like 10 o'clock. I just sat down and watched the whole thing in that one night. Ate my dinner in front of it. Like I loved it. Cause like I relived last season, but I like they were confirming everything I knew about this team. Like you know what I mean? It's what I loved. What I loved the most about this documentary is that we saw behind the scene and we saw that coach, management, all of them know what the issue is. Yeah. They know what the issue is. Like, these guys, you already saw, right? They went on a 10-game win streak, right? They were like doing really good at the beginning of the season, but the coach was saying the whole time, we're winning, but this is not the way we're gonna have to win a cup. Like, and the players, obviously, they're getting cheesed. They're like, yo, go F yourself. Like, we're on a 10-game win streak. We're winning.
Yeah, we're doing this,
but it's like, yeah, you're winning, but you're also like, you're winning by 1 goal, 5-4. Like there's no defense being played. So, did you see the episode where Austin Matthews talked about them playing safe against Edmonton?
No, I don't think so. But there was a moment.
Like Austin Matthews and the coach had beef. Like I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. Like I do remember that, but I don't think it was him wanting to play safe. They were talking about how it was always big for him whenever he was facing Connor McDavid and shit. That's why they.
Yeah. So yeah, in that episode, I don't know if you remember, but so Keefe wanted them to play like defensive against like to watch out for Draisaitl and McDavid. Obviously, these guys scored 100 points in the season, both like 100 plus points the season before. Makes sense. So, and Austin Matthews in the media afterwards was like, "Oh yeah, like I think we played like safe, and that's why we couldn't like win the game. We were playing a little too safe. We have to play more offensive." And then the coach, I was tripping because like during the season you see that comment and you think nothing of it. Like, I forgot all about that. I'm like, oh, that's whatever. And then you see the coach walk into the GM's office, slam the door, and be like, yo, that shit pissed me off. And that's not true. And I need to address it. And he's like, yeah, I have to talk to Matthews first on the side and then get that through. But, man, and you know who I love in this series too? Wayne Simmons, bro.
He's a dog.
He's a dog, bro. This guy's like, I effing hate losing, like, and he's on the ice, like, but bats are beating up boys. He's like, kill him, break his ring. Like, yo, I love Wayne Simmons, bro. He's a beast, man. I love Wayne Simmons so much. Scarborough boy, good guy.
Okay, the Wayne chain, that guy. He looks like he goes to war, though.
Oh yeah. His face is all messed. Like, his face is roughed up. He's been through it, bro. He's been through it for sure.
I believe that.
Did you see in the episodes, like, here's the problem, because I binged it all at once. I can't name episodes one for one, like when things happen, but I'm kind of just like probing you to be like, oh, did you see this? Did you see when they went over like Freddie Anderson and like his injuries? And,
Yeah. Like I saw the game where he pulled his groin and then Mens jumped on him and shit like
that. Oh no, that was Campbell. That was Campbell.
That was a Freddie.
No, that was Campbell. That was when Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, but was that before or after then?
They didn't go in chronological order. They kind of went through stuff and then went back to show things. But
I don't think I remember seeing them.
It might be in episode 4, so it might be in the one that you're like halfway through. But they kind of they've kind of like discussed like, yo, what are we gonna do with Freddie? You know what I mean? Like it's like Jack Campbell's performing. This guy's got a big contract. He's on IR. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna bring him back in? And I thought all that stuff was interesting, man. Like, oh, there was so much cool stuff. Oh, did you see like Muzzin when he got his face cut? When he got his cheekbone broken? This guy just goes in the locker room, like stitch up, hops back out, bro. Like, oh man, hockey players are such beasts. Or like, Bogosian. Did you see Bogosian get injured? Zach Bogosian? So. No, I think that might be in episode 4. That might be his prime, because like that might be his time, because they kind of like focus on different players per episode.
I seen that Muzzin cut. I was like, damn, like
I love Jake. I love Jake Muzzin too.
It's so all swollen and shit. I'm like, damn, like this boy. Don't tell me this boy's about to go out back on the ice right now.
Yep, right back. He had a broken cheekbone too, underneath that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
that's dumb.
But man, hey man, we're gonna end up talking about it next week, anyways, man. When you watch the final episodes, I feel like you have to watch the last 2 episodes because like that's when the playoffs happen and when a bunch of crazier stuff happens, and we kind of, honestly, I feel kind of bad for Mitch Marner too, like him and Austin Matthews, bro. Like after that playoff loss, like after they lost to Montreal, no cap, the whole locker room was out. Everybody went home, and they were still in there in equipment with the towel over the head and stuff, just like just crying, bro. I was like, damn, that hit me. So at least I know they care and they want it. Like they didn't get what they wanted to get.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, any fan of sport, man, if you want to see like how the healthcare workers how the coach GM dynamic is, the players, like all of that, it's like, oh, it's so much fun. Did you see
I feel like if you're from Toronto and you know about the Leafs, I think you should watch that documentary, bro.
Even
especially if you're from Toronto, bro. Especially if you're from you can be from anywhere and watch the thing, just because I feel like if you're into sports, you watch it. But if you're from Toronto, bro, especially from Toronto, you care about sports like that, you should watch that thing. So y'all go watch it.
It's awesome. Like I love it. One last question for you. Did you see the coffee, the little coffee club they had, or no? Was that later?
No, I think that's later. I ain't seen
Okay. You'll see that. It's funny, bro. These guys literally use these guys use an equipment box for their little special coffee equipment, and it's like a exclusive club. Like you have to know coffee to be part of it. Like one player is trying to get in, Bogosian, his first season, he's trying to get into the club, and they're like, nah. But then they let
stay away.
They let who they let in? They let in some new guy in. I think it was like Spezza or Joe Thornton, one of them, because they bought them like really exquisite coffee, and Bogosian was cheese. He's like, yo, screw that guy. He bought his way in.
Yeah, you're not up like that, yo.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Honestly, Jumbo Joe too, when he broke his rib, like, oh man, there's so much cool. Like, I don't know. I loved it. I love stuff like that. It's like it's like that Last Dance type of vibe. But yeah, the just confirming everything as a fan that I thought of while watching that season. I'm like, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there, and having it confirmed, like, it's different from when it goes from an assumption to being confirmed, because then you're like, oh, I'm not just a crazy person who thinks I know about this sport.
I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Now I know what I'm talking about. Like, I wasn't wrong. So yeah, man, love the doc. Go peep that. We're probably gonna talk about it next week too. We'll see how KB feels about it, about what he sees, and then we'll talk about it again.